Dr. Michael Bass, Professor Emeritus at CREOL, the College of Optics and Photonics at the University of Central Florida. My career has been spent in the field of lasers and modern optics. I started my graduate work in 1960. The laser was invented in 1960, and my thesis work began in 1961 with one of the first experiments in nonlinear optics. That was called optical rectification.
When Mike Bass first came to CREOL about 3 decades ago, he was already one of the early pioneers of the nascent laser technology. His subsequent accomplishments helped propel CREOL to become what it is now, a world-renowned center of excellence for research and education in optics and lasers. Bass has been a contributor to both fundamental science and engineering applications. A number of pioneering discoveries and inventions led to the emergence of photonics itself. Among these early discoveries is Bass's 1962 first observation of optical rectification.
Optical rectification, where the optical pulse was rectified, turned from an oscillating pulse into a DC pulse.
It was a great, impactful discovery in the early age of lasers, and it's on a par of discoveries that have led to Nobel Prizes.
The forming of CREOL attracted me to come to Florida because the kind of science, the kind of research I would want to do was going to be done at CREOL.
He's had inventions in lasers for medicine, Defense Department applications of lasers, high-power lasers for materials characterization, and for high-speed telecommunications.
Michael Bass is a pioneering scientist, an innovative engineer, and a committed educator. He has made lifelong discoveries and inventions in laser technology, display technology, and nanotechnology.
The key was generally having good colleagues to work with. Their interests opened up my understanding of what kind of problems people encountered.
Professor Michael Bass has an instinct for changing discovery into invention, and he's transferred that instinct to his own students. Appreciate the value of absolute honesty in doing research. To be one's most serious critic of one's own experiments, to be most skeptical of your data than anybody else would be.
You need to be willing to look at the future. The future is more immense than the past. I mean, if I were to say the papers I publish and that stuff, that's much less important than to train the people and see them produce their lives and see them go on to be productive parts of this community in modern optics and lasers and so on. So that has to be the most important part.